Good morning. I am making these videos for myself to kind of document my progress through court reporting school. I started in the I started in the spring of 2017 with law and legal terminology. And now it is the summer semester and I am in my first few weeks of theory. And the theory that I'm learning is Sten Ed. Challenges. At this point, my challenge would probably be placement. Sometimes I get so worked up that I tend to not place my fingers correctly on the machine, and I'll drag in extra letters, or if I'm meaning to type a B, I'll type a D. Or if I need to type a T or an S, I'll type a L or a G. So to kind of fix that, I put a piece of tape on the letters, the letters that give me issues. And so my finger kind of feels that nudge, excuse me, that nudge. And it kind of helps to remind me that I need to put my finger, my fingers are in the correct place, and this is the letter that I am meaning to press. Let's see. What else is a challenge for me right now? We have learned our alphabet on the initial side, and so right now I am practicing backwards on the initial side on entering in letters separately. So that's the letter with the comma, so that I can get better at that. Right now it takes me like 4 minutes or so to get through the alphabet, probably a little bit longer than that. But I'm gonna work with it every single day. And what I'm doing with that is taking a few letters at a time. I think I'm going backwards. So I had Z, Y, X, V, and T. And I just do those kind of over and over until they feel more natural. And then I'll move on to the other 5 sets of letters. And then I'll move on like that. Our teacher recommended learning them backwards because it's a way to get the brain to think and not just to, be so mundane about, oh, I know my alphabets. And I have to say it is working because it makes me think like a whole life. I'm like, oh my God, what comes next? What comes after the Z? I never learned my letters backwards. So for me, it's like perfect exercise. Also, I have started playing like a game with myself. And some of the dictations that our teacher gives us, she gives us supplemental audio because the CDs are like way too fast for me at this point. In the supplemental audio, she does different speeds. She'll do 10, 15, 20. I think she even goes up to 50 for some of the more advanced students who may be in theory or who may be in higher speeds but still need help with theory. And so when she does that, I tend to stay with 10. And the reason why I stay with 10, I'll do maybe 15 or 20. Not to say that it's not, I can't do it. I have learned that I want my writing to be as clean as possible. And if it's not clean in 10, it's not going to be clean in 15 or 20. So I try to write as clean as I can. And with that said, I'll go to the speed of 10 words a minute. Please forgive my dog squeaking in the back. I'll go to 10 words a minute. I'll do 3 sentences at a time. And if those sentences are clean, then I move on to 3 more sentences. And I move on until I finish that entire dictation. And once all that's clean, then I move on to 15 or 20 words a minute. And I try to make sure those are clean. If the sentence is not clean or if a word is misstroked, I stop immediately. Once I see that I've made an error, I stop the supplemental audio and I type that sentence and that word that gave me issues over and over until it doesn't anymore. Once that sentence is retyped 3 times, then I move on to something else. I know it's a bit tedious, but it's more engaging for me, and it helps me to realize my mistakes. Instead of moving past them, I stop to look at it, to see, okay, look, I did this wrong. I meant to press a L, but I pressed a B. So for me, it's helping a little bit, although I feel like I'm still not getting absolutely anywhere. But again, this is week 2. Week 3 starts Monday, so I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to practice, and I will do just that. Even with the squeaking in the background. So I think that's all I have to tell myself, other than hang in there, Jessica. You're gonna do it. Yay! My tutor always tells me, how do you eat an elephant? She told me that one day. And she said her mom used to always tell her. And she told me one bite at a time. So I'm going to eat my elephant one bite at a time. Oh, and I do want to mention that I have been staying after school Monday through Thursday for an additional 2 hours of tutoring. Rosie, class for me starts at 9, and we go from 9 until about 1:20, and from about 1:20 until 3, I stay for tutoring. And then I come home and I kind of move around, but I'll do 15 to 20 minute spurts until I get to 2 hours, or whatever time it is I feel like that I've had enough and I can rest or whatever. But yeah, so anyway, this is week 2. Is anyone else in court reporting school? Like, are you having issues too? Because I mean, I feel like, you know, I'm not by myself, but some of the young ladies, like in my class, they're like, their moms are court reporters and their aunts and stuff like that. So I think that, like, they're already perfect. I know everyone struggles with different things, but their readback is like phenomenal. And I'm like, the dog went to, what is this word? What? I don't know. It's just me though.